Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Tech Talk. Today we'll be discussing BioSafe Systems OxyFusion, our peroxyacetic acid generator. We'll be reviewing and discussing a number of features and benefits to OxyFusion, but with a focus on post-harvest applications for today's purposes. There's a live chat box available for your questions that our experts and engineers will help answer at the end of the presentation. BioSafe Systems is a family-owned company, and we've led the charge for more than 20 years in North America to provide better and sustainable solutions for crop protection and food safety. We began this venture in 1998 with our core chemistry, PAA, or peroxyacetic acid, creating products that effectively and responsibly control pathogens in all stages of food production and processing, meaning that our labeled applications span from seed and soil treatment to foliar sprays and irrigation water treatment, right up to washing food directly before sale. PAA is a broad spectrum contact kill for bacteria, fungus, algae, and spores, and it doesn't require a rinse. For post-harvest packing and food safety applications, we're constantly researching and pioneering new ways for this chemistry to help our customers achieve success, all without negatively impacting the environment. To better understand OxyFusion's PAA, let's clarify how our standard PAA products are formulated. Some of these you might recognize, like oxidate, sanidate, xerotol, which are created by mixing acetic acid or vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, and stabilizers and buffers, which make a formulated concentrate that the user then dilutes in water. However, with these products, there's an excess of acetic acid from the concentrate. It's got a low pH and it can produce a strong vinegar smell. Also, our prepackaged products contain the stabilizers that can extend the shelf life by 2 years or even more. These standard PAA products range in concentration from as little as 2% up to as high as 28%. Each formulation and its mix rates are designed to mitigate microbes in specific labeled control points. OxyFusion's PAA is created from three precursors: hydrogen peroxide, an acetate, and a caustic solution. The precursors get mixed together inside the machine, and this creates a unique alkaline PAA concentrate and does it in just about 10 seconds. When OxyFusion's PAA is created, it forms without any excess chemistry, so it's got little to no odor, no corrosivity, but without the stabilizers, OxyFusion's PAA, it's really intended to be used within the day that it's made. With its on-demand capabilities, OxyFusion's already making a big impact in high-volume water treatment that you see in horticulture, agriculture, and the food safety markets. OxyFusion is an ideal solution for indoor processing facilities, both in worker safety regards and also for the high flow of water treatment. Our peroxyacetic acid products are packaged in conventional plastic containers, which tend to be more stable, keeping a shelf life again of up to 2 years or more. And that kind of stability is ideal for customers that use the chemistry over a long period of time. But again, it's got that strong vinegar smell before you dilute it down. Because OxyFusion is mixed with programmed precision, there is no excess acetic acid and therefore there's little to no odor. The OxyFusion PAA is not corrosive to the equipment it's used with, which matters because OxyFusion's PAA being less stable is really intended for high volume, daily use, and high flow applications. We know chlorine's been around forever in post-harvest applications, but OxyFusion's advantages go well beyond this on-site, on-demand chemistry. PAA or peroxyacetic acid itself has big benefits over chlorine, and OxyFusion's smart technology ends up benefiting the entire facility by producing and dosing only the chemistry you need at a consistent rate with no interruptions, and it only requires the precursors and your water source. We'll get into some of the specific benefits of OxyFusion in a bit, but specifically for post-harvest, these should be the takeaways. OxyFusion produces PAA that is as effective, if not better, at killing pathogens in water. Plus, there's the added benefit of low to no odor, no corrosivity, lower biological and chemical oxygen demand, all while being completely automated for your food safety compliance. So lots of advantages and features, all in a single unit that's about the size of a household refrigerator. Based on our customer needs and feedback, we made OxyFusion totally user friendly by adding a touchscreen control with remote access. So this means you can adjust OxyFusion from your phone, your tablet, your PC, or the unit's HMI screen. This connection between OxyFusion and the operator also directly communicates any alerts, errors, or problems. Here at BioSafe Systems, we also receive alerts, which keeps us up to speed on problems or assistance that you might need, and it really ends up being like having a second set of eyes on your critical control points and your food safety plan. With the touch of a finger, you can adjust the demand requirements, parts per million, and even the flow rate. Each injection point can be customized individually, or you can dose in wash waters, process waters, and effluent waters all at the same time. BioSafe Systems Smart Technology has a number of unique components that operate with the software to increase process efficiency, elevate automation for your facility, and minimize risk that comes with mixing and dosing and monitoring by hand, all of which will maximize overall profitability. OxyFusion Smart Technology System pulls data from various points in the process. The BioSafe Systems cloud organizes this data so our customers can track trends throughout the operation and build customizable reports and graphs compatible with blockchain reporting. This is really the easiest way to keep your information ready for audits and available within seconds. Having this information organized at your fingertips can boost efficiency by showing where you can improve the process based on this data. Aside from chemical adjustments, the OxyFusion's hardware is also easy to modify depending on the need. The output lines and the intervention points can be added and or redirected to optimize efficiency. In fact, OxyFusion creates the solution with such speed and precision that no chemicals are wasted, again because the reaction occurs immediately within inside the unit. What comes out is a solution that's less corrosive to dump tanks, spray bars, pipes, pumps, and probes, and anything else within that existing system. Because OxyFusion does all the mixing, this definitely helps mitigate any kind of spill hazards. Plus, by keeping the reactions contained within this refrigerator-sized unit, you don't get off-gassing or unwanted odors. At BioSafe Systems, we define sustainability as a deliberate focus on conserving resources and preserving both economic and social values. We're proud of our commitment to these sustainable practices, and we see OxyFusion as the future of this mission. Understanding that every choice we make can create a footprint, we strictly manufacture our chemistry and technology in responsible ways that consider the effect on the environment. We committed to making OxyFusion a sustainable option with a smaller carbon footprint and with technology that requires minimal energy. The result is a superior product that doesn't produce any harmful disinfection byproducts and stays within regulatory residue limits. OxyFusion was built to be sustainable and effective, and our product support team is on hand to make sure that you're getting exactly the results you need. Our team delivers and sets up the unit, we provide training, assure regulatory compliance, and then deliver the associated precursors. You can depend on our service to provide the same level of excellence that OxyFusion will give you with its real-time monitoring, dosing, and reporting. When you succeed, then we succeed, so service goes well beyond the installation. We consider the OxyFusion PAA generator to be a groundbreaking innovation in food safety. It delivers on-demand chemistry that kill the pathogens in your water, but also comes with technology that's going to benefit your entire business. This unit arrives pre-assembled with adjustment allowances and no upfront costs. The efficiency to this unit keeps your total cost down across the board by optimizing your chemical usage, tracking data for process improvement, and hands-free mixing and testing, which eliminates spills and mistakes. OxyFusion also enhances your food safety program by reducing shrink from spoilage, a huge benefit to using peroxyacetic acid in general. In short, OxyFusion and BioSafe Systems are helping protect your people, your products, and your brand. So we'll wrap it up here for today, and thank you for spending some time with us to learn a bit about OxyFusion. Now we'll open it up to questions and some Q&A. So at this time, we'll introduce Don Hobro from our engineering department and Mike LaRose from our food safety division. we do have a question here that we'll put in front of you, and it asks, can you provide some specific examples of applications where OxyFusion is a better treatment option than traditional peroxyacetic acid?
Yes, we have several examples of this in that at higher use concentrations, maybe in poultry and some agricultural applications, we can treat higher levels of PAA than traditional PAA because of the no odor characteristic of the solution. So anywhere where odor or corrosion is a concern, OxyFusion is a great replacement for chlorine or traditional PAA products.
Okay, excellent. I would also probably add in a benefit would be in a high flow application. You don't have a lot of small containers kicking around, empty spent containers from the standard peroxyacetic acid products. Okay, so another question coming in is, does using OxyFusion require any special containment or location specifications when installed in a packing house or processing plant?
Typical of any chemistry, we recommend containment of the precursors. It's designed for indoor use, so it can handle pretty much any environment indoors, atmospheric or standard temperature and pressure. And we just got to, like Kip said, it's about the size of a household refrigerator plus the dosing pumps. So we need a dedicated area for the equipment.
And just a regular water hookup, right?
City water.
Yep, city water hookup, and okay, perfect. All right, another question is, how many gallons of water will OxyFusion treat before precursor ingredients need to be refilled?
That's entirely dependent upon the concentrations that you're dosing. So I can treat 5 ppm, a lot more water than I can treat 500 ppm. So we would calculate that on a case-by-case scenario.
Okay. All right, thank you, Don. All right, so another question is, how does BioSafe handle technical support and preventative maintenance needs following the purchase or installation of OxyFusion?
We monitor the units remotely, and we set up perimeter alarms for things that are out of spec. So we get notified if something's not operating properly within the system. And then we would arrange to have someone come either work with you over the phone or have somebody come out and have a look.
And I think a follow-up to that, if I can just throw it in with that answer in mind, another question that came in is, what are the food safety protocols in the software or in the OxyFusion system that would prevent tampering and overdosing? And I take that to mean on-site within the facility.
Yes, the software can be locked out so that the third shift button pushers don't come along and start changing things. So we can lock that out. Further, the data goes directly to the cloud for food safety considerations. So that can't be tampered with either after the data is generated.
And Kip, I just want to add one piece onto the preventative maintenance part. One of the pieces that we've thought through for the customers, especially in the processing segment where you're operating 7 days a week, sometimes 24 hours a day, is there's pump redundancy. So for each line where they're dosing product to, there will be 2 pumps. So if one fails, there's a backup just in case. And we'll get a notification saying, hey, a pump failed. Somebody's got to come out here and address that. But it won't shut down an entire line due to that pump failing, since there is redundancy.
Which could be costly in a different type of system if you have that downtime. Thank you, Mike, for adding that. It's an important feature.
Yeah, the backup pump comes on automatically. but we would be notified of it.
All right. And I think at the moment that is what we had for questions. We'll hold on for another second to see if there's any follow-ups. So I'll mention that for more information on OxyFusion and proxyacetic acid in general, you can learn more about us online at biosafesystems.com. You can always give a call up to our headquarters. The number is 888-273-3088. And we are always here and always happy to answer questions on that and get you familiar with the chemistry and the technology. So there is a question that came in regarding EPA Tier 2 compliance and asking if it makes reporting easier. I'm not sure if I'm 100% familiar with that Tier 2 compliance. Maybe we could, if not knowing for sure, what kind of reporting capabilities does it have?
I would need to consult with our regulatory. I'm not up on Tier 2 compliance either.
Okay. Might we speak a little more in depth to the kind of reporting that customers can expect to get with the OxyFusion?
The OxyFusion smart system really, besides being able to monitor the precursor consumption, concentrations, flow rates, pump rates, it can also interface with anything else you want to monitor data-wise. Temperature, pH, flow rates,
and the parts per million, importantly, if you need it for a food safety audit. Yep.
So yeah, it has inputs and outputs for monitoring things that aren't part of the traditional PAA system. Yep. It can gather any of the data that you need in your plant.
Yeah. And I would think too, Don, that engineering would either would be able to help. So this would be set to the rates. So if there's recommendations for certain parts per million on a spray var versus a dunk tank versus a flume, those are pretty easy to program in and alter as needed. Is that right?
Yes, if we had PAA probes in the various intervention points, those inputs can go into the controller that would store it up into the cloud.
So it's really like having a food safety expert kind of stationary at the size of a household refrigerator.
Exactly.
Yeah, excellent. All right, I appreciate the answers on that. Thank you, Don and Mike. So Tier 2, I'm getting some clarification. Tier 2 compliance is hazardous materials or hazardous material levels for certain compounds, which again, I'm not sure how to answer to that.
So I think I can clarify that a little bit.
Thank you,
the EPA Tier 2 requirements, outline how to store and report on the chemicals that you're carrying that meet those Tier 2 requirements. You have to report and submit your Tier 2 inventory on a specific form on anything that meets those classifications. So I think some of the precursors do meet some of those classifications, and since the system itself has built-in barrel level sensors that tell you exactly how much product you have left in that barrel and how much you've used, that's all recorded up into the cloud. So that will allow an easy way to document and submit your inventory levels for any of the precursor chemistries. And then if you're putting the OxyFusion into a short-term holding tank, that also will have a level sensor in there so that it's reporting. But for the most part, any of the OxyFusion you're using in an application is consumed immediately. There's no inventory of chemical left on hand after it's consumed.
Gotcha. All right, and then a follow-up along that same thread, which I think the answer is simply yes, but there was a follow-up with that asking about the ability to set operational limits for the key performances but allow critical limits not to be exceeded. And I think that even goes into a little bit, Don, what you were saying about third shift button pushers can't come in and alter things. But in case you wanted to add any more to that, it was, is there the ability to set operational limits for key performance, but allow critical limits not to be exceeded?
Yes, any kind of typical alarm state activity that you could do with other equipment, we could definitely do that. It's set up to do that.
Okay. All right, and I'm not seeing any additional questions come in. So I think with that, we can start wrapping it up. But again, I would thank everybody for the time today. We do appreciate you learning more about OxyFusion. This is really important to us, and we think it's a game changer in food safety. So please reach out to us if you have follow-up questions or if you'd like to talk to somebody on sales and engineering.
Thanks very much, Kip.
All right, guys, appreciate the time. Thanks, everybody.